Alright, so this video is for anyone who needs to resharpen their French edge beveler. If you're like me and you bought a cheap edge beveler, in this case one from Economy Tools, not sure who makes it, but the quality isn't very great, at least the way it was sharpened when it arrived. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a tiny edge on the top, right up here. On the inside, sharpened just a little bit. The angle is pretty steep. It should be much lower. And on the bottom, it's all right. I've tried to sharpen it and had little success. So I'll be showing how to reshape the edge in order to get a much smaller angle. It's like this. We want to go much smaller. I've done this one. And if I can get a piece, I can show you the difference. So this is what I have right now. Not so sharp. It kind of works, but it's very hard to push and not so clean. What you want to get, something like this, if you can see the edge on the tip there. It's easier with this leather. It's very stiff. I'm gonna get a thinner piece. Show the bad edge beveler. It works all right, but it's not so good. Sharpened, it goes through like butter. So let's do that. Alright, so what you'll need to sharpen your French edger is a surface that is the same width as the inside of the edger. In this case, it's 6 millimeters wide. So I've glued a few pieces of leather together that are 6 millimeters. And when I flip it upside down, I can slide it along. It's very tight, but it works. What you'll need now is some sandpaper. I'm going to start with 320, but I also have 400, 600, and 1200 grit. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut it into thin strips that will fit onto here. Then you'll use double-sided tape to stick it here, and then you can slide the French edger across it to reshape the top bevel. So after a quick break, I've now managed to get a thin strip of 320 grit sandpaper. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get this as low as you can. As low as you can, lying flat on the sandpaper, and then lift it up slightly, just slightly, and then an even pull it backwards. It feels like I have a little bit too tight. Let me loosen this up. Again, down, up slightly. And make your edge very, very thin. You can already see it's getting slightly longer, the cut portion. See, it's blackened for the rest of it. Yeah, almost done. It's already forming a powder. Okay. So we're not done. You may have to do this a few times, and even per grit, do it a few times. And keep the angle the same, pull straight back, See, there's some metal accumulating. It's already dust. And I can feel a burr. So I'll go one time like this at an angle, so I can get the whole thing. Just try to get it flat, just to even out that burr. All right, I think I've probably gotten the right angle on this. Looks pretty even to me. I didn't put too much pressure on one side. And we're just going to repeat for 400, 600, and 1200 grit. All right, so now we're done with the sandpaper. Now we're going to move on to the polishing paste. I have green polishing compound from Tandy. It's the finer compound. I don't want to make two of these extra pieces. This is the original one with the double-sided tape. So I don't want to make a second one of these with the white compound. You could, but I'm just going to have to make do with this. I think it'll be fine. You cut one side, and again, you run it upside down. Lift slightly. And try to avoid that with it popping off the back. If you can make this piece with the tape a little bit longer so that you have more length, then you don't have to strop it as much or sharpen it. It's not looking bad. So let's go to the normal strop. And as with a normal sharpening, you start flat, pull, and then go up. So with a French edge beveler, you go backwards, flat, and then up. If you're just sharpening it, that's all you gotta do. As long as you don't want to reshape the edge dramatically, you will not have to do the sandpaper method again, unless it gets really dull. But then you got bigger problems. So you do this a few times, flip it over, remove the burrs. I'll do this a couple of times more. Okay. Now let's see what we have. It's a little softer than this. No, this one's good too. Well, this is very stiff. It's slightly softer leather from Badalasi Carlo. You see it just goes through there like butter. It's almost too sharp. So, but this will be perfect for doing any edges. See? You don't want to do that, but it is very sharp. So at least you have that. Let's see if we can actually get it down to there. It's very faint. It's not perfect. Yeah, it worked pretty well. Anyway, that's how you sharpen this. How to use it, that's another thing. Still working on that. but at least now you have a sharp tool.